So one of the questions that I have is, you have the competition that you have on your competition slide. So you have the one that is you, I have to think about it, the computer on the side, and then florist. Why did you choose those competitor types? Because there's probably other competitors out there. So what was your competitive landscape and the competitive analysis? Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Well, our main service is the delivery, making it special, and that competitors have the delivery in their services too, but they don't do it in a special way. They just do it just like Laura mentioned. Sign here, and it's
Okay.
all.
Yeah, because I think that so that's one thing. But I think what I wanted to find out was there are other gift registry sites, and I know that they don't do it with the experience. Did you guys go through that and see who are the other ones that do similar? Because what I'm going towards is, what does it take for them to do it as a special delivery? Okay, so and let's just go. I'm just going to go down that route a little bit. So, what will it take them to go into special delivery? And my other question is, why haven't they? Because that might be something that's very labor intensive, and that's why they haven't done it. So, I wanted to see, like, what was a competitive landscape that you looked at, and what did you learn from that of just other gift registry sites?
Well, most of the competitors, or at least the ones that deliver gifts from, they were based on Mexico City.
Mexico City, okay.
Yeah, and they send every type of gifts, since, I don't know, chocolates, flowers, teddy bears, everything. But we thought that receiving a box of chocolates from a super far away city, it's not that fresh, and that's what we wanted to start. Well, luckily, and try to deliver the products based here.
Yeah,
we do want to duplicate the model in other cities and expand to all over the place, but that I think that's. Help me here.
Yeah, that's the main point. Those services have their products, but here's the other side of our business model. We want to help the entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I think that's something that you guys glossed over through your pitch.
Yes.
You know what glossed over means? Like, kind of goes over really quickly. That should have been emphasized in your pitch, because I knew that from when we talked outside.
Yes.
But that wasn't really explained. Because when you're looking, so one thing is, if you look, you say, this is a new gift registry site, blah, 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 blah. The first thing people are going to talk about is there should be some other gift registry site someplace. So when you don't show that in your competitive, you're like, oh, okay, so like where, like, do they really know what they're talking about? So it kind of creates doubt in the investor or the audience, saying, okay, do they really know what they're talking about? Yes. And then secondly is, oh, well, it is capital intensive. It's like probably why they haven't done it is that there needs a lot of capital to have the labor to do the experience. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. And then another thing would be, oh, it's just a concierge service. Because when you were saying something like, okay, so if you forgot to buy something for somebody, you're going to ask our site, and then they're going to deliver you the gift so that you can give it to your mom or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's more of a concierge service. And so having that example and then not going into the concierge service competitive landscape, that was a little bit like, okay, so like what is the competitive landscape? But when you talk to me outside saying, hey, you know what, we want to bridge the needs of entrepreneurs that are creating products that are consumer based, like a new baby product, like a new flower design, or a new bakery in the city. Their need is to find more customers. Similar to I don't know if you heard any of the other pitches, but one of them was, so the restaurants that are in the United States and globally, one of their biggest pains is that they don't have enough customers coming into their restaurant. So they said, okay, so what we do is we get 50 or 100 investors to invest into the restaurant so that restaurant has 50 to 100 new customers as they open up the door. They're solving that need. So it's a similar sort of thing that you're doing, saying, look, the need of an entrepreneur is finding someplace to sell it. And we're solving that pain. I know the experience thing is good, but I think that that's something that's scalable.
Okay.
Instead of just the experience part of it. And I think that if you go down that route and talk about that and figure that out more, you might get another investor who would be interested because they're like, oh, it's scalable. Like I can see that it's that it is scalable from city to city, like you talked about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it just wasn't articulated quite right. So then that's why I was asking the question, okay, competitive wise, what does it look like? Because I really don't understand I think I understand where you're going to, but where does that land per se? And I think that that's what's interesting. It's doing consumer to business and connecting them better because that business just doesn't have the manpower to be able to sell to more customers. So I like that about the solution, and that's what's scalable. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any other comments on the competitors? I mean, we've kind of gone on and on, but anything else?
About the competitors, I think that it's something that can complement. I think that maybe we should embrace more the part of the entrepreneurs who we are helping, and I think that we can complement the part of a good experience and their product and giving their clients like keeping in the memory that their product gave them a good experience. So we can bring the client up. And that's the other part of the business. And once we have more and more suppliers, we can offer them like priority to pay for priority and to show their logo more and to have their products on the top or
like an advertisement and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I think another thing that you didn't mention, I just wanted to ask too, is that I see also that there are a group of people that are like the ones that do the parties that have the superheroes. Let's just go down that route. Okay. And it's interesting when you talked about the superhero, I was thinking, how is she going to source the experienced people, right? Those are the creative people in an area. So you're actually giving them jobs. And I think that that's also a very interesting way of bringing more value to the actual business of saying, look, we're not just helping entrepreneurs. We're not just helping the customer get fun new products, but we're also creating jobs in a local ecosystem. That's going to sell different cities. No. I mean, I was just thinking that. I'm like, okay, when I think about the experience, I'm thinking, how are you going to do that city to city to city, right? And how are you going to sell that? Like basically like Uber. Why did they sell city to city to city? They're saying, we're going to create more jobs for taxi cab drivers. They thought it was only that, but then they didn't know, or they probably did, but that they were going to create jobs for the people who just have a nice car, or a car that actually runs okay. Yes. You might not have a black Uber, but you might have just a normal Uber that you can drive. So kind of interesting, like think about the Uber scenario and how they make money, of how you could also do something like this,
That's really
because I would also like go into like, how much money does a delivery person actually make? And what about if they were a little bit more creative? Could they make more money? Interesting. They go from $20,000. I'm thinking U.S. $20,000 a year to a little bit more because they do an experience. I don't know. I would kind of go that route because that actually creates more value to your company, and investors are more interested in something like that. That's more scalable. That has more economic impact in a city, because that city is going to say, oh yeah, come on in. Like you can get more partnerships that way instead of just saying experience. It's not just you can really play those numbers.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I don't know if we're out of time. 8:24. We're like 5 more minutes, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. Do we? And I think the biggest thing for me was scalability. Any investor is going to ask about scalability and what is your plan. So that's one of the things that I didn't see either was the financials, or did you do financials? I don't know.
No. We
in the
just
presentation?
no, in
No.
the presentation.
What are your numbers?
Here they are.
We have like 2 minutes.
Okay. So basically,
I can see it like that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
here you
So per month, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and that's in.
Here are the packages,
Mhm.
like with the different kind of services.
Okay, and then you're saying in 5 years you're just going to stay in one location, or is this per location, or is this?
This is per location.
Mhm.
Once we have the business going on, that's when we can validate and offer it to other cities.
Mhm.
And we were thinking, that's in the future, but we were thinking about like managing it by commission too with the other cities with their sales.
Mhm.
And just like you were, that takes like a percentage of their.
And then you have a platform type of advertising. Because that's one of the things, if you're going to do that model, then you need to have a really good platform to be able to sell it to the other. So that is part of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because one thing that I would like to see here is what is your projection for acquiring other cities. So if you're going to have growth, how you're going to do it. If it is really licensing, then do that financial model of saying or licensing of whatever you're trying to do to another city.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it that you're going to grow by city by city by city, and you're going to grow 3 cities per year, so that you need to reach out to those. Like how is your growth strategy look like? And I don't see it here. So I see that how it grows detail wise of a business, but that it shouldn't take you 5 years to get there. It should take you like 1.5, 2 years to figure it out a little bit, so that you can transplant it someplace else. And what does that look like to you? Because I don't have that information from you saying, okay, is it licensing? Is it whatever else? So that would be the only thing that I would add. I mean, to this is,
Yes.
what does that look like? What does that growth
Okay.
look like? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
It does.
But that would be really great to know, so that we know what's in your head. And then we say, oh, we get it. Yes, we can help you. Because angel investing is not just giving money. It's actually the next step. So can an angel investor help you in that next step? The only way is for them to know, what is your next step? And can I help you there? Can I help you with manufacturing? Can I help you with distribution? What can I help you with? So it's just interesting. So I think we're out of time. But you guys did awesome.
Thank
Good job.
you very much. Thank you.
Time.
Yeah, it's perfect. Love it.
I got it.